Hello and welcome to the Pirate King Plays Genshin Impact. Where last we left our hero, we, don't you yawn at me. We helped out Nahida, save some elemental beings who were part of the great Earth Dragon who was corrupted by forbidden knowledge. We kind of fixed that issue that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata had set up. But after that, we went and started Layla's hangout quest, which was slow. We'll be doing that again today. However, something else popped up, which I guess would have happened on server reset after finishing the story with Nahida, is a follow-up to it. Another home there may yet be. Explain the situation waiting fungi. Yeah, so we're gonna do that first. Because I noticed while we were doing Layla's quest yesterday, that the fungi. No, I didn't want to talk to you. Bye. I wanted to grab these veggies that I just pulled out of your stand. Yeah, I noticed when we were talking to Layla out over here that the fungi were still there. So, I guess we now have a reason to go and see them. See? We're gonna do this first and get back to Layla's hangout quest. Now is it voiced? No, it isn't. Which means I have to do a Nahida voice. Great. I really want to do something for them so they'll have a chance to meet again. Yeah, and apart from these two fungi, Paimon's also a little worried about the floating animal fungus' camp. I feel the same. I have an idea. Why don't we bring them over to live with the other fungi? Both sides have previously lived in the presence of an elemental life form, so their habits should be similar. Yeah, so they can look out for each other. Would you like to come with us? Looks like it's been convinced. Okay, let's go. After arriving at the camp, two fungi receive a warm welcome. I figured this would be gonna be a quick thing. Oh, seems like the fungi here recognize us. They're so friendly and gentle. That elemental life form must have been held in high regard by everyone living here. Huh? Trying to play with Paimon? Well, okay then. Like Paimon will be over here playing with the fungi. Off you go. Have fun, I guess. I owe you an apology. When the fire seed shattered while we were inside a pep, I'd planned to sacrifice my power. Did Paimon tell you that? Yeah, I was a little worried. I wasn't calm enough. I should have given it some more thought, made better judgment of the situation. When I realized that the Dendro Dragon was in danger and that Sumeru's safety was being threatened, I couldn't help feeling anxious and scared. Oh, I should also point out, I actually listened to yesterday's recording because I was looking for a specific line of dialogue I couldn't find. But I noticed that my voice was cutting out a lot or not registering. So I tried turning the gain back up on my mic and hopefully that works better. And still doesn't pick up too much echo. I'm just hoping to find the right sweet spot at one point. If I decided not to take action when things can still be done, or if time ran out before I've used up all my energy, using my powers may be the easiest way out, but it's also the most difficult. You still have room for growth. Yeah, and I think I learned a lot from them. I understand what it means to have their wishes come true. I'm still unable to accept it. Why did it sound so peacefully content when it was doing something that just makes you want to cry? Looks like I still haven't fully grasped the concept of empathy yet. This isn't your fault. Thank you for comforting me. Feelings are really complex things. There's still a lot for me to learn. Huh? They're even taking care of the crops. They're simply mirroring the elemental life form's behaviors. But since that fungus even learned to speak, all this might be due to long-term effects of elemental power. Time is a powerful thing. That's right. Now we don't have to worry about the safety of these two fungi anymore. From now on, I'll be keeping an eye on this fungi camp and come check on them once in a while. I want to preserve the traces they left behind in order to create an opportunity for them to meet in the future. After all, that fungus remembered the name Nur. Its memories came back. I believe in their bonds as a family. Let's think of it as a beautiful wish then. Nihita, the fungi brought over some fruit. Come and have some. Okay, I'm coming. There we go. Quest complete. So, here's the thing that I completely forgot about. Nihita, as a playable character, has a specific thing she can do that I have never used.
Time to broaden.
How you do it? Oh.
Committed to memory.
Oh, come on.
This might hurt a little.
Are they just... Does it not work with these guys anymore? Is that it? There's supposed to be something she can do to read their minds or their emotions. Like, you can do it with people too, but maybe it only happens when she's an event character? I don't know. Oop, not what I wanted.
There's still a long road.
Eventually I'll figure out how that works. It is strange that we're just up in this top corner. Alright, well, doesn't matter where we are, we need to go here in order to start this. So we got to what is probably the main ending. But let's go towards that way and take the latest split. So we can get these endings quick and then go all the way back to the beginning. For the,
This is the place that immediately came to mind when the hint mentioned a crossroad. I came here to conduct some astrological observation once.
let it play out because this happened last stream, not this stream.
On the way, but
Well, mostly. She talks way too fucking slowly.
Equipment, I heard a strange they were a group
Yep.
of treasure
hoarders who
family
were...
that was being mugged looked completely helpless.
You wanted to help,
They
you couldn't?
Not exactly. I already had a vision by that.
Yeah, and you went and ran off and found people to come and help. And then you blame yourself for not doing the right thing and running away instead, when what you actually did is what helped the people.
It took longer than I don't know if the I could have stepped in to help that family. Would it have ended differently if I were just a little braver?
You can't solve every problem with just courage alone. Being rational is just as important.
Aw,
Yeah, as I thought.
for
Illusion of
trying
choice on
to
that one.
Comfort me, but I can't stop myself from thinking that way. It's just as the silly said.
Here we go. Let's take a break from searching and rest for a bit.
But what about my thesis? We still haven't found the Sealy's answer yet.
Your health is more important than your thesis.
Sorry for causing you so much trouble.
Let's find some place to rest.
Alright, I actually don't have much stamina. I've been stressed this whole time and I feel exhausted. I'm really sorry.
Okay. Here's our first, here's a new split. No, we're still pretty close. Let's see. That Nara building? Yeah.
Let's stop here. I don't think I can walk any further.
I'll prepare some food and juice.
Alright, I'm gonna give my legs a rest. I'll be waiting for you here. I feel bad for making you go through so much trouble for me. Oh, if only I were more capable.
Now, you shouldn't say that. We're all skilled at different things.
I'm sorry. I always find myself having to apologize. But enough of that. I need to pull myself together. The memories I've been reminded of are all really taxing. I cannot just give up this time, even if my head's not in a good place.
I'm hoping she falls asleep and we get to meet her unconscious self.
It will only slow us down. Watch out! Behind you!
What's wrong?
Monsters! A lot of them too. Why didn't we see them coming?
Leave it to me. Only take a moment.
No, I'll fight too.
You need to
But
rest.
I want to help. I can't just sit back and watch you while you fight.
Taking too
and
long.
listen, keep repeating my past
We're in danger. You're
events.
taking too
That's
long.
the most valuable lesson I've learned today. I should take action when I'm needed and give it my all when the moment calls. If you miss those opportunities in life, you may never get another chance to make up for them. I suppose that's fate.
I see.
Alright, let's take them all down.
Oh, we get to use her.
My guiding stars.
She makes a shield. Okay. Oh, a bit more than just a shield. I usually want to use just the guest character for stuff like this, but she's making it difficult.
Not now. Stars, shine for me.
Reinforcements. Oh no.
Don't be scared. My guiding stars.
We'll say it's not like I'm losing, Esther. It's just taking a while.
Not now.
More?
Stars, shine for me.
Like, her power is partly a shield, so I haven't been taking damage for the most part. There we go. It just took a while. Man, she's even slow to fight with.
I really need to keep up with my training. It's embarrassing to be out of breath so quickly like this.
Are you alright?
Well, the only appropriate response would be to say that I'm fine, right? I'm pale due to lack of sleep, not because of the fight. But then again, I know you'd be able to see right through those words. I'm feeling weak. There's no hiding it. I'm just happy I didn't get in your way during the fight.
You did great.
Oh, thanks for the compliment. I sure don't get to hear that often. Although I may not be physically strong, my will is as resilient as they come. I'll be fine after I rest for a bit. Can you stay with me while I recover my energy?
Of course, or you'll walk off. Oh wait, that's the end of it? Ha! Once bitten, twice shy. Despite her incredibly weak disposition, she still chose to make a stand. Perhaps she wanted to prove a point, or perhaps she didn't want to leave regrets. Cool. Okay. So yeah, that was that. Going around, this is weird. Okay, now for this split. Stop fucking yawning. This is actually the... No, this might be closer. I don't know. I think we have to go into the House of Dana, so... This is either closer or actually just too high up. Yeah, I should have. Oh, this'll do. Probably the same amount of time, to be honest. So, I think I know what the split is for this one. The original split we took was to follow the Wisdom Sealy's advice. This one will be to say, what if it's a trick? Over the table. Place your letter in the book.
Finally. I wrote out my question and put it in the book. Wait, I guess. I'll come back tomorrow to check on it. I see.
I'll come with you. Yeah. Be a quest otherwise.
Time to look at the letter. Please let there...
Yeah, there's a stamp.
There's a red stamp on it. The Sealy responded. Fantastic.
Your eyes are sparkling.
This is wonderful.
Did that go away with the other option too?
I can't even begin to express how grateful I am. Let's take a look at what it wrote. Thank you for your letter. Though questionable motives?
Yeah, not questionable motives. This is bad writing.
However, follow the hints I've left, and you will find the answer to your question. Consider the effort you put... What the... It's absolutely right about everything.
I know what that is.
But I'm running out of time.
It might be messing with you.
Good point. Why else would it use such a roundabout way to tell me its answer? Supposedly, everyone who's been pranked by the Silly had angered it in some way. That means the Silly is someone who's very strict and serious about knowledge. But who knows if it's really a Silly or some person.
Main issue is you have a deadline to meet. I guarantee you'll actually get an answer even after doing what it says.
And if I don't get an answer, then I'll only have wasted more time. Oh, but there's nothing else we can do. It's the one holding all the cards. It's completely hidden and can choose whether to help us or not. After all, it'd probably be impossible to find it and ask my question in person.
Now that sounds like an idea.
Huh? I was
Which is interesting because from what we learned from the other timeline,
Please don't take me seriously.
she might be
It's
the Silly.
I'm talking about. According to legend, Sillies are elusive and can create countless copies of themselves. Who's to say that it won't summon a shooting star to crush us once we find it?
You don't actually believe in those legends, do you?
Sorry, I'm just a little panicky. Okay, Layla, calm down and think. If the Silly is a person, then there has to be a way to track them down. We have two possible leads right now. The first is the checkout logs of those two books, and the other is the red stamp. The red stamp bears the Retawahist emblem, which is used by a lot of people. It'll be hard to track down an individual, so we should probably start with the checkout logs.
Can't disagree with that logic.
Let's go and make an inquiry. We can also ask around the House of Dana and see if anyone else knows something about the Wisdom Silly.
Okay, so here's our new split. Figuring out what the hell the Wisdom Silly is instead of, actually following its instructions.
Hi there. Have you heard of the legend of the Wisdom Silly?
Do I really look like the kind of student that would be interested in such a pointless legend?
Oh,
Well, I do happen to have some information on it.
Why didn't you just say so?
Huh? Logically, that has nothing to do with the question I asked. I just don't want others to see me as some poor excuse for a student, whiling away my time in the House of Dana.
I don't really think bad students would come to the House of Dana to pass the time. But anyways, you were saying?
Well, I spend most of my time here, and I have noticed something odd before. One time, late at night, a black shadow fell from above and landed in the central area of the House of Dana. Of course, I was a little sleepy at the time, but it startled me, and I got up to see what was going on.
And then what happened?
Then, the shadow quickly circled behind me with incredible speed. Just as I tried to turn around to get a look at it, I fainted.
This shadow sounds pretty powerful.
Yes, it was unbelievably fast. I had never seen anything like it. It was so unusual that I wasn't sure if it was real or if I was half dreaming. But given how popular the legend of the Seelie has become lately, maybe this has something to do with it.
Don't take this the wrong way, but doesn't the House of Dana have a door?
It was closed that night. I suppose even the House of Dana needs to be closed for maintenance from time to time.
I see. That makes sense. But what were you doing here if the House of Dana was closed?
Don't look so surprised. It's a common practice to find a place to hide before they lock the doors, so you can continue reading books here. Everyone knows that.
Good thing I'm not studying alongside you. I can tell that you'd really stress me out.
Anyway, thank you for the info. I'll be sure to take note of everything you mentioned.
You're welcome.
gonna jump over everyone if I can.
Hi there. Do you know anything about the Wisdom Sealy?
Yes, of course. I've been looking into it for quite a while now. However, I feel like I'm still missing some key pieces of information. Hey, maybe if we put our heads together, we can figure something out.
Sure.
There are a few known traits of the Wisdom Sealy. First, it's extremely strong. It can easily carry a few dozen books, along with 4 or 5 pieces of astrology equipment all at once.
What?
It's extremely athletic as well. It only moves in a straight line and doesn't stop for anything, not even walls or rivers.
What?
Lastly, it has a number of special abilities. It has a hardened metal body that's impervious to injury. It can freeze water into ice, and it can also summon meteors.
What?
That doesn't even sound human.
Sounds like some hero out of a fairy tale. Or a robot.
Well, it is a legend after all. It's no surprise that some details seem a little exaggerated. But these aren't just made up, you know. Each of its abilities has been confirmed by eyewitnesses. There have been many sightings too, including at Chatrakam Cave, the Avidia Forest, and around the waterfall south of Sumeru City.
Has anyone seen what it actually looks like? Or what kind...
Not that I know of. No one's been able to get close to it. It seems like it tries to stay out of sight. I would probably want to remain a mystery too, if I were someone as legendary as the Wisdom Sealy. So what do you make of it? Have you seen it somewhere as well?
No. We're probably gonna need some time to digest...
Not a problem. But if you manage to find anything, be sure to come and tell me about it. I trust that you'll quickly discover the excitement of slowly unraveling the truth.
Yeah, you're on several wild goose chases. So we're not going to talk to you again.
Oh, hello there. Can I help you?
Natural librarian.
Hello. I'm a Ratawahis student and would like to see the checkout logs for theoretical astrology and a quick reference guide to astrology cases.
Oh, are you also here to investigate the Ratawahist Wisdom Sealy legend?
Also? I suppose it makes sense that we're not the only ones investigating such a popular legend.
Yes, I myself am also quite curious about it, but unfortunately I haven't found anything out of the ordinary. Given you're a Ratawahist student, I'm sure you know that a lot of research references these 2 books. All our copies of these particular titles are frequently checked out. I have looked into it, but found no irregularities in the checkout logs.
Is there any chance the Sealy could have taken the books out and returned them without being noticed?
Not likely. That would be almost impossible. The House of Dana is extremely strict about the circulation of its books. There will always be a record if a book is checked out. And even if it managed to figure out a way to take the books without leaving any record, it's possible that someone would come looking to borrow the books before the Sealy returned them.
Yeah, they probably didn't take it out.
That a book is missing or that it doesn't match
Probably
my inventory
answer the
records,
thing's still in the
it would come
library.
to my attention immediately. However, it might be possible to pull off in the case of a less popular book.
Okay, I understand now, thank you. This is useful to know. With any luck, it'll help us work out the Sealy's identity. Okay, everyone's given us a lot of useful information. Let's go through it and try to organize everything. Some things we heard were pretty straightforward, but others were just, ridiculous.
We should be able to figure out more about its identity and whereabouts.
Yeah. Let me think and see what I can make of it. Okay, calm down, Layla. I know the info's all over the place, but you can definitely do it.
Can hear your thoughts now?
First, let's try to figure out the seal. Then we'll analyze where it's been sighted and its motives. From there, we should be able to predict its movement.
Oh, one of these. Let's see.
book circulation is strictly regulated, and there is a log of anyone who checks out a book. The stamp. Which probably means they're a Ratawa student. It once infiltrated the House of Dana while it was closed. I think I heard somewhere that it has a lot of ridiculous abilities. It's been to the Chatrakam Cave, the Avidia Forest, and the waterfall south of Sumeru City. No.
There we go. Oh, I can't. Alright.
Okay, I think I've got it now.
So, what have you come up with?
First, based on the information Katayun provided, we can assume that the Seelie is a student from the Ratawa Darshan.
You already knew that from the stamp.
The possibility of it being someone outside the Darshan can be ruled out because it'd be impossible. Next, leaving its crazy abilities aside, all the sightings took place in locations that are officially recommended for astrology observation by the academia. In other words, it's probably just conducting research, and the nature of its research is very similar to mine. The question that I submitted was no simple query, but it was able to give me a reply in just a day. This implies that it's familiar with a similar field of knowledge. So based on this reasoning, all we have to do is wait for it at the next astrological observation site.
Reasoning solid.
It's nothing, really. There are actually some other factors that I've been speculating about. But that's not important right now. I'll tell you what I mean by that if the Seelie doesn't show up.
There's really no need to fight.
Alright, where are we going?
Paltry research funds.
Here. Yeah, this makes sense for, astrology observations, eh? The truth behind it. Ah, okay. Oh, okay.
The weather today is perfect for observation. Let's see if it shows up. Honestly, spending an entire night waiting for something that we're not sure is gonna happen might not be the best use of our time. But we don't really have any choice. Get some sleep if you're tired. I'll be up. It's not like I could sleep anyways.
I'll stay up with you. I'm afraid you'll get bored.
Thanks. Oh, how about I...
I've always liked the skybox in this game, but you know, it's
sure enough, it
not
didn't
like
show
amazing.
up.
We really just
hardly
wait up.
saw any animals, let alone people. No matter how conclusive the evidence is or how perfect our reasoning may be, nothing will happen as long as I'm awake.
Are you referring to the wisdom Seelie or the blessing from the stars?
They're probably one and the same. It's like I told you. I have a severe sleeping disorder, and there have been a lot of rumors about me sleepwalking. I tried to understand what I had been doing when I'm unconscious, but I've never been able to get any definitive evidence. Something is actively attempting to cover up all the clues without my knowing.
You are!
Maybe that's something
Yeah!
me. Or maybe it isn't. I can't be
So
sure.
goddamn sleep deprived that you're helping yourself out in your sleep.
Sealy, but what if I am? Would the Sealy be willing to help me this time? What is it actually thinking? I really have no idea.
What if I could help you?
Huh? You want to help me? Of course it would be nice to know what's really going on, but that's impossible. It's always avoiding me and keeping
It is
me
you!
dark, and that won't change even if you're around.
Seeing how badly she wants to know, maybe we should find a way to ask the other Layla about it. Yes! I'm glad the Traveler is on the same page I am! Because I'm usually first to the conclusion.
Huh? What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. Maybe there really isn't anything we can do. Seems like we come out empty-handed again this time.
Yeah. And to think I could have been working on my thesis this whole time. My stomach is churning just thinking about it.
You're really not going to finish on time now.
Please stop. The more you talk about it, the more silly I feel.
Oh, we're trying to make that go up.
What are you doing? Everyone's gonna start thinking you're crazy now. Oh no, I'm losing it. So dizzy.
Sorry to have to make you feel so uncomfortable. We get an ending by intentionally doing it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got distracted there. Where were we?
She speaks faster! Seems like she's completely recovered, huh? Does that mean...
Oh, what's wrong? You look like you've got something on your mind.
Are you the other Layla?
What are you talking about? What do you mean the other Layla? I am Layla.
You somehow seem a little different.
Fine. It appears that you were waiting for me to show up. I suppose there's no use in me pretending. I promise I don't mean any harm and I'll answer all your questions. But before that, would you mind telling me who you are first?
I'm a friend of Layla's. I'm trying to help her finish her thesis.
Let me think. Okay, I got it. You two found this place by following the hints that I left behind. You were planning to wait for me. Or I should say you were waiting for the Sealy to show up. Was this your idea or hers?
Mostly hers.
I see. Yes, she's always had great analytical skills. It'd be nice if she was more confident, though. All right, that's all the questions I have. Your turn. Please ask away.
Do I get to ask all of these? I'll start with the top one like usual. You're the Sealy, aren't you?
That's right. Though I didn't intend for it to turn out this way, really. I just wanted to help out a few other classmates who were having a hard time while I was helping Layla finish her thesis. You see, Layla doesn't have many friends at the academia. If the others noticed her helping them out, I thought maybe I'd help her become more sociable. Unfortunately, that didn't really work out. Instead, legends of the Sealy started going around. But that's alright.
What's with the Sealy pranking people?
I can instantly tell which students are asking serious questions and which are just trying to take advantage of me to slack off. My time to move freely is quite limited, so it's only natural that I would punish the people attempting to waste my time. My intention is to help people. I'm not here to cause any harm.
Did you infiltrate the House of Dana? And what about those rumors of special powers?
Infiltrating the House of Dana was a total accident. She'd forgotten an important book, and the House of Dana happened to be closed at the time. There were only days before the paper was due. I had no choice but to scale the walls with some simple climbing ropes and sneak in from above while the Core 30 wasn't paying attention. I had no idea there was still a student inside. I had no choice but to put him to sleep. Any clear evidence of my existence would only hinder my ability to conceal my identity. It would also expose me to Layla as well. As for the special powers, well, they're just things I did during the process of trying to finish the thesis. It's like I said, I don't have much time, so I need to be as efficient as possible. Well then, does that answer all your questions?
Actually, one last question. Why don't you want her to know you exist?
You see, her emotions are incredibly unstable. She's constantly doubting herself. If she knew that there's another Layla who is capable of doing everything, she may think even less of herself. She could think, maybe I should just leave it all to her. I'm always relying on her anyway. Why not let her live my life for me? She might start thinking about giving up completely, and that's the exact opposite of what I'm trying to do for her. After all, she and I are one and the same. We're two sides of the same coin. No one knows her greatest strength more than I do. It's her resilience. If she's able to persevere in everything she does, then one day she won't need my help anymore. I trust that she's capable of doing that, and it's something that she should do on her own.
I see.
She actually discovered the key data she needs for her thesis a long time ago. She just didn't organize it well enough. I'll complete her thesis for her just as I have in the past. Oh, please don't share any of this with her. I would like to keep this a secret for both of our sakes.
I understand.
Thank you for doing this for me. No, for us.
Can you be the awake one, though?
Seems to be waking up now. Well, this is goodbye. If we never meet again, then I guess I did something right.
No! You're the one we can actually talk to!
Huh? Did I faint? Or did I fall asleep?
You're fine. You just had a little nap.
Oh, I see. Was I sleepwalking? I was, wasn't I?
Nope.
Really? I don't believe you. You're hiding something from me. It's written all over your face.
I'm not, really.
You said you were gonna help me, didn't you? Why are you holding out on me now? Please tell me. You promised you'd help.
I am helping. Is that the end of this one? Yes, it is. That which remains unspoken. To keep a promise made to her means breaking of a promise made to her. It's a tricky situation indeed. Cool. Okay. So that was another ending. We finally got to talk to the other Layla, and it was so much easier than talking to the normal Layla. And, yeah, that was up this way. Wow, that was a longer one. Longer split. But we gotta go all the way back to the beginning. For this part. And I'm probably going to be skipping most of the dialogue because, one, we've heard it already. Two, her normal waking form talks so fucking slowly.
Oh, we meet again. Sorry, but I don't really have time to chat right now.
This is probably the split, honestly. I wanted to try this one because the next in line it's unit 1, 2, and 3 that way. But let's go with this one. Are you going to visit Twirly Whirly?
Oh, come to think of it, I haven't seen Twirly Whirly in a long time. But no, Now's not
Okay,
the
it
time
didn't
for
matter.
that. I was originally looking up some information at the House of Dana.
Yeah. Got that.
I should
We went
have
back to the
written
beginning
down
so as to
the
instruct
first
us
draft
again.
of my thesis by now, but I've barely written a third.
Okay, so what do you plan to do now?
Well, I guess I have to keep looking up as much info as possible. I shouldn't give up now, but who am I kidding? I should probably notify my advisor sooner than later, so he can focus his attention on the other students.
You still have time, right?
To be honest, I haven't slept a wink for days. Just thinking about the awful lack of sleep hinders my ability to focus, and I've seen the caliber of the other academia students. Oh, if it wasn't for someone who's been helping me out, my advisor...
Sure, let's keep going with the fungi. Are they the Great Fungus Elder?
Huh? What's that? A fungus with a long beard? There's no such thing. Though, if there were, I'd love to give it a pat or two. This might sound strange, but I actually don't know who's been helping me. I don't... Due to my lack of sleep, I sometimes get dizzy and faint when I'm stressed out.
As we just saw. It's not bad, huh?
Yeah, but oddly enough, my homework's but that's not all. I really don't know what's going on.
I called the ending we just got
Now,
literally
I
during this
recall
part,
the
the first
phenomenon
playthrough.
lead the stars above decided to help out after seeing all the effort I put into my research. If that's even possible.
I want powers like that.
But there's no point in me studying at the academia if it comes down to my own efforts, improving one step at a time. How else can I honor my parents and live up to the expectations of everyone who knows me?
That makes sense. The effort you put in is equally important.
Oh no, I've already... I still haven't made much headway on my thesis. At this rate, I'll need the Wisdom Sealy's help.
You just said you wanted to rely on your own efforts.
Yes, but time's of the essence. But the Wisdom Sealy is true. If you want its help, all you have to do is write down your question, and you'll get a response a short while later.
Maybe it's some researcher who wants to remain anonymous?
No one knows who or what it actually is. But getting an answer all comes down to the Sealy's move.
It's
All I
you!
can do right now is hope that it helps me.
What about that blessing from the stars?
Who knows if it'll happen this time? I can't put all my eggs in one basket. Trying my luck with another...
It's too risky to rely on some fishy legend to complete your thesis.
You're right. I need to keep a level head. I don't have time to waste. But what do we do from here? I can't just go back and start packing to leave.
You should rest first.
Rest? But my deadline's just around the corner. Oh, I don't think I can afford to rest right now.
You won't be able to write anything in your current state.
You do have a point. Sorry. I tend to panic easily, as you can see. Then how should I rest? I definitely won't be able to sleep. As soon as I close my eyes, all kinds of thoughts start floating into my head.
How about we head to Puspa Cafe?
Oh, that's a good idea. A cup of coffee might help clear my head.
I was thinking more sleepy time tea. Get you to sleep that way. Change of pace. Okay.
Let's sit down here and have some coffee and sweets. It'll help me put my thoughts together. No. We're here to rest. My problems will have to wait for now.
Oh, hey, Layla.
Yo.
Huh?
Sorry, but who are you?
I'm one of Layla's classmates. I just came by to say hi.
Your disposition is
We
making
just submitted
me
our
think it's gonna be
theses,
more
and
than
we're
that.
totally beat. Everyone will be meeting here to celebrate. Seeing how relaxed you look, you must have already had your thesis finished ages ago.
She technically has, just not consciously.
No, I'm actually having a lot of trouble with it.
You say that every time we talk, but you've never missed a deadline. Not only that, your papers are always well written and thorough. Your advisor is constantly praising your work, yet you're always going around saying stuff like, I can't make it, I don't understand, I'm super worried. That kind of talk doesn't reflect your work at all, you know.
Well,
What are you getting at?
For starters, she doesn't even try to participate with the group at all. It's one thing that she's not willing to help us, but she doesn't even bother showing up for our discussion meetings. Every time we come to see her, she looks out of sorts and on the verge of a breakdown. It's not like we can't finish our own theses without her, but no one wants to always see her this way.
I know. Sorry.
Don't apologize, they're concerned about you. This doesn't even reflect what I just said. Everyone is entitled to their own choices. You should learn to respect them.
Whatever. There's no point in starting an argument here. If you think she can justify her behavior, then that's your opinion.
Thanks for standing up for me. I really want to help the others, but most of the time I'm barely scraping by myself. There's very little I can help with.
Is it because you don't want others to know about the blessing from the stars?
Yeah, I can't ever tell my classmates about that. I'd be a mess if they ever reported it to my advisor. It's really just a big misunderstanding, and there's nothing I can do about it. Everyone just gives me weird looks and judges me. It's making it really difficult to find friends. It's actually pretty rare for someone to actively engage in a conversation with me, like you do.
Because you speak so fucking slowly. I think I understand your situation now.
Huh? What do you mean?
You think that the blessing from the stars is some external power that's out of your control. Only by improving yourself and no longer relying on an external power can you break out of this vicious cycle.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Seems you know just as well as I do. The thing is, I'm terrible under pressure. That's just my
Also, it's
nature.
not an external
Even the
power.
thought of everyone's expectations back home is enough to make me feel nervous. And the more nervous I get, the worse things become around me. Take what Munira just said, for example. I don't think I'll be able to get it out of my mind for the entire day. That means I won't be able to relax at all today.
Why don't we try facing the problem head on?
Face it head on? What should I do? Do you really think I can?
It's simple. Just break down the unfinished parts of the thesis into different tasks and tackle them one by one.
Okay. I've got a pen and paper with me. Let me go through them real quick. The theory sections are pretty much finished. I'll be able to finish organizing the rest on my own. As of now, I'm missing crucial observation data. And then there's the preparation for my thesis defense. I'll need to mentally prepare.
Those don't sound too difficult. I can help,
What?
I guess.
You want to help me with my thesis?
Want to help the storyline
Thank
complete?
you. Thank you so much. I don't even know how to show you my gratitude.
Don't worry about it. We've already come this far.
You're so kind. I had no idea. Okay, I'll do my best. It's the least I can do, considering everything you've already done for me. First on the list is the experiment to get observational data. I actually had it all planned out several days ago and even borrowed a celestial globe from a Mahamata. However, the weather was rainy every single day after I borrowed it, and I was unable to compare the night sky against the celestial globe. There were a lot of people waiting to borrow the celestial globe, and I wasn't able to extend my time. That's why I still haven't performed the necessary observations yet. I don't know what to do.
So you're lacking some equipment.
That's right. The celestial globe is a high-precision device used specifically for researching the stars. Submitting an application to borrow one from the academia is pretty much the only way for me to get my hands on one.
Looks like we're gonna have to ask around at the Adventurers Guild.
Huh? Why the Adventurers Guild?
Because no one has a network like Catherine does.
Oh, I see. The Adventurers Guild is open to everyone's commission, so she might have some ideas. Okay, let's go and try our luck.
At your service.
So, just while I'm in here, I just want to check something. Just want to see what she has here. Yeah, don't need any of that. Last time I came in here, I was surprised with new recipes. And also coffee beans. I had never seen those before. But I don't even know if I've used them since I bought them.
Ad Astra Episosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. How can I help you today?
I'd like to... I have a commission. It's kinda strange. How should I put this?
We would like to borrow a high-precision celestial globe.
Right. Equipment at the academia is in very high demand, and we aren't able to borrow one now. We were hoping someone else might have something similar that we could use.
I don't know anything about astrology, so I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with the device you are looking for. However, one of our requesters happens to be an astrology enthusiast. I hear that he's a collector of all sorts of specialized astrology equipment. After the Adventurers Guild helped him out, he indicated that he'd be happy to return the favor if the adventurers ever need it. Perhaps we could arrange a meeting between you two. That should help solve your problem.
Really?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's my job to provide adventurers with the necessary support. The man's name is Azam. Here is his address. You can go ahead and pay him a visit.
Something seems odd to me about that. Didn't want that sparkling during the cutscene.
Hello, are you Azam?
Yes, I am. How may I help you?
You explain it!
Ah,
Yeah.
I see. Well, if it's a request from an adventurer, then I'll be happy to help you. I just so happen to have the device that you're looking for. Let me fetch it and show you, just to be sure.
Yes, this is it. Thank
Whoa.
you so much. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just got a little excited.
To be honest, judging by what stands before me, I find it very hard to believe that you're an astute Ratawahist student. Astrology is a hobby of mine, and these devices have cost me both time and mora to collect. I cherish them as if they were members of my own family, which is why I don't let just anyone borrow them on a whim. These devices are delicate and can easily be damaged if used inappropriately.
Oh, that's completely understandable. What can I do to better gain your trust?
How about this? I don't need a deposit or anything, but I'd like you to share the contents of your research with me. I'll ask you some questions. If your explanation proves satisfactory, then I'll lend you the device.
Share the contents of my research and answer questions?
Don't be nervous, just explain what you've learned.
Alright, I'll try. But I can't disclose the actual details to you. How about a general overview of the research? Would that suffice?
Yes, that would be fine.
You're probably aware that astrologists rely on the movements of celestial bodies to calculate the past and the future, as well as attempt to summarize the correlating principles, correct?
Of course. This is the basic principle of astrology.
My current research is about a certain phenomenon called astral shift.
Interesting. That's not a topic any ordinary person would be familiar with. I have a basic understanding of the concept, but I'd like to hear you explain it.
Okay. Well, in short, it means that the results derived from astrology are prone to change. As time continues to flow, the stars change and everything else becomes affected by this change. However, what's actually driving the change is what's worth investigating.
I think that it might just be another law of nature.
If the changes follow a certain pattern or routine, then it could be explained as some law. But the changes are manifold, even when considering just a single star. The changes could be resulting from a simple single orbit shift, or it could be a more complex double orbit, or even a triple or quadruple orbit shift. These phenomena have a dramatic effect on astrological conclusions. What I
Made a
want
lot
to know
of
now is the research
almost
and prediction
scientific
of the
sounding
triple
facts
orbit
for this
shift phenomenon.
very, very fake thing.
Triple orbit? By yourself?
Yes. That's right.
You do know that adding an extra star to the equation increases the computational workload by more than 10-fold, right?
It does get a little complicated, but it's still manageable with the use of a few self-invented techniques and a large number of star logs and star charts. Which leads us to why I'm in need of a high-precision celestial globe.
Amazing. I suppose I should never have judged a book by its cover. I thought you were just trying to half-heartedly deal with some school assignment.
Do I
Not some
really
school
look like that
assignment,
sort of
it's my
person?
thesis.
Don't worry. I'm just joking. I was a little cautious at first, but now I trust you completely. It would make me extremely happy if my collection could assist a researcher in achieving tangible results. Just make sure you return it to me once you're done.
Oh, thank you so much. I really needed this. Good thing Azam was willing to hear me out.
He's still standing right there. Okay, I guess we're talking now. I didn't really understand what you were talking about, but I thought you did great.
Really? I was just explaining what it is I'm trying to do.
You're starting to show signs of becoming a great researcher.
Really? I don't know if you really mean it, but I'm happy to hear that. I guess even the hardest problems can be solved as long as I'm willing to try. Recording and comparing data will be much easier now that we have this device. I can do it all on my own, too. Let's continue with the plan. Can you help me with the rehearsal of my thesis defense? We can do that at the House of Dina.
We're going back up there now. Cool. We'll probably get another... Yeah, I have to try.
You're quite welcome. It makes me happy to see my equipment being used to its potential.
Okay. Simple enough.
This seems like the best spot to do this. We'll need to be quiet so we don't disturb anyone.
Yeah, why weren't we doing this
here's what will
somewhere
happen
not in a
during
place
my
where we need to
thesis
keep
defense.
quiet?
After I present my thesis, the advisor sitting below will begin to ask questions. Theoretically, I should be able to answer any questions related to my thesis. However, I tend to get really nervous when my advisors look at me, and I end up completely forgetting what I plan to say. That's why I want to rehearse and practice presenting my points in front of someone.
So I'm playing the role of an academic advisor, right?
That's right. You should have gotten the gist of the content of my thesis. It's okay if your questions are a little off. I'll still treat them as real questions from an advisor and answer seriously.
Got it. You ready?
Wait a moment.
No, go for it.
All right, Layla, you got this. You were able to all right. Ask away.
Do you know about the Great Machine? No, let's go with this. Can you briefly describe the application of the law of the triple orbit shift calculation?
Sure. The direction of this research is based on the results of previous research. It's about the feasibility of applying my methodologies to the remaining triple orbit problems. Based on a sample size of 124 cases, we could only achieve approximately 60% accuracy. The results were not reliable enough to be implemented as a law. You can see the common traits of the erroneous samples on page 3. Excuse me, I mean from the star logs in the appendix. It's clear that in each of the erroneous samples, one of the stars underwent a significant shift. This means that we not only need to limit the number of stars, but we may also need to consider the degree of shift when applying triple orbit shift algorithms. Stars with greater shifts are often key in astrology readings. The next step of the research should be to identify the feasible thresholds of shift for applying our calculations. And that's my answer to your question. Do you have any other questions?
Despite a few stumbles here and there, Layla successfully manages to answer all the questions.
We're finally done. I'm gonna need more practice. I can feel myself getting flustered, and I start to stumble whenever I'm asked questions that I'm unfamiliar with.
Your presentation could use some work, but I can tell that your logic is sound. Whatever you've been saying, which has gone straight in one ear and out the other.
Oh, really? You mean it? Then this practice must be helping. During my first thesis defense, I stood like a statue on the stage and my palms were covered in sweat. I couldn't get a single word out.
It seems we've managed to address all the major challenges for you.
I didn't even realize it, but you're right. It doesn't seem like there's anything holding me back now. I guess that means I'm capable of completing the thesis all on my own. I can hardly believe it. This is amazing. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that I'm really
Don't
excited.
apologize for getting
It's
excited.
the first time this has happened, really. I'm so happy.
You worked hard to reach this point. You don't need to rely on others anymore. Ooh.
I'm not sure how to put this. I'm really happy about everything that's happened, but I'm also feeling a little sad. I still don't know anything about the blessing from the stars. Will it never happen again?
We already
since
did
I
that
don't
route.
need its help anymore?
No, you're still gonna need it.
Somehow makes me feel a little lonely.
Lonely?
Yeah, it almost makes the blessing feel like it was just a tool used for my studies, no? But I would really like to discover what the blessing actually is, if I ever get the chance. I want to express my gratitude for it, or better yet, maybe we could be friends. That's basically how I feel about
Twins,
it.
even.
Even if I know nothing about the blessing, I could still feel its companionship all along. It's almost like how you help me. I really cherish and appreciate it. After all, it wouldn't be right to take such blessings for granted in our lives.
I'm sure it will also be happy to know you feel this way.
That's good.
Oh, down to
I hope
0.
it's a little more satisfied with the way I am now.
There we go. She's already tense. Oh, the arrayed stars mirrored? Interesting. We actually got a thing from this. A matter of course. Natural yet incredible. The unfolding of events will be etched in her memories for a long time to come. But wait, there's still 2 endings left. Okay, we got there. We got all the way back here. Wait. Hold up. Why is it showing me another thing there? Does that count as an ending? In that case, what's this? Will this also bring me there? Fuck! Alright, we have to go this way first because I'm doing these splits. But that thing over there... This right here. The fuck is this? Alright. Oh, we have to go back out to him. Oh, come on. That should be able to make it. There we go. Unless... Wait, this way may just be... Actually, no. You know what? While we're here, we should do that other thing first, right? No. It's so strange. Okay. If this is what I think it's going to be, then I guess it won't be. It'll be a quick thing. I think it's just going to be we fail to convince him.
Yes?
In the situation.
Ah, I see.
Yes, this is it. Sorry.
Astrology is a hobby of mine, and these devices have cost me both time, which is why...
Oh,
How about this? If you're
Yeah, this is probably the other one. If you mess this up, you won't be able to gain his trust. Yep, add to her stress.
To make me feel nervous. I'm sorry. I feel a little.
Oh? Are you okay? Interesting. We bring her out.
I'm okay. My mind just decided to stray elsewhere for a moment. Give me a second to gather myself. Oh, is this the celestial globe that I needed to borrow?
Why is she asking?
correct, I was about to test you with a few questions, but you suddenly started looking very uncomfortable.
Oh, don't worry about it. I don't sleep very well, so I tend to get a little dizzy from time to time. I'm fine now.
She seems a little different all of a sudden.
Alright.
Oh, I see. Well then, can you briefly summarize your area of research for me?
With pleasure. I'll give you a general overview. You're probably due to the difficulty of designing an experiment and the challenges of validating theories about the past. Astrological research is usually based on an immense foundation of experience, and therein lies the largest complexity. Derived and validated conclusions may vary due to subtle changes caused by the flow of time and shifts in the stars.
Ah, I've heard about this before.
Yeah,
I believe
he
it's
says it
known
says
as
this time.
astral shift.
One of the most classic challenges is to use 3 stars with shifting orbits to predict the overall changes that may have occurred.
Are you referring to the triple orbit problem? Yes, that really is a classic problem, and a very difficult one to tackle.
I came up with a set of prediction methods that encompass more than half of the triple orbit problems. However, there are quite a few limitations and requirements. This set of methods is already being put into practice at the Ratawa Hisdarshan by my advisor, drastically simplifying the difficulty of calculations involved in the triple orbit problem.
Yes, I've heard about that. The announcement made big waves in the astrology enthusiast community. So, you were the one who came up with that?
You mustn't judge a book by its cover.
They reversed the lines. That's interesting.
This time aims to address the remaining triple orbit problems, as well as eliminate a portion of the methodology's limitations, which will make it easier to use.
I see. In that case, perhaps there's no one more fitting to operate this device than you. I just keep it as part of a collection, and I can't use it to its full potential like you can.
Thank you for understanding. I'll return it in perfect working order once I'm finished with it. Okay, we should be going now. What did we plan to do after this? I kind of forgot.
You aren't Layla, are you?
Huh? What makes you say that? Is there something off about me?
Your personality changed.
Fine. Looks like I can't keep the act up any longer. I even tried to look a little panicky to emulate her behavior.
You're the blessing from the stars, aren't you?
I suppose that is what she's been calling me. With her long-term sleep deprivation, whenever her anxiety peaks, she loses consciousness and I take over. However, her unpredictable and variable sleep patterns are completely out of my control, so I have to make every second count. There's no one willing to help her here, so I have to step in. I am rather curious about you, though. Why are you trying to help her?
Well, she's finally decided to face the problems with her thesis head on, and she's working very hard on it.
Really? That's great. You're helping with all the things that I used to do for her. Seems like you've given her a boost of confidence with your encouragement. She's only steps away from the finish line. She's already made a lot of progress, so there's no need to push too hard now. Anyway, what's the plan from here?
She said that she wanted to practice for her thesis
I
defense.
see. Well, it wouldn't be of any help if I practiced for her, but I'll leave some notes that should come in handy. Come on, let's go back to the House of Dana to make preparations. You'll have to tell her later when she wakes up.
Interesting. Okay, we're taking a different route to the same place. But I think it's going to get us that other ending. So there would have been two ways to go there. Very strange way of doing this game. Just run into the door.
Okay, I should get started on those notes. If there's anything you're curious about, you may go ahead and ask now. I can answer you as I write. I'm used to multitasking. Oh, and I have to ask a favor. When you give the notes to her later, please don't tell her about my existence.
Why is that?
Well, she's always been in a fragile state. If she knew that there was another Layla who's always taking care of everything, she might feel like everything she's ever worked for is pointless, and that could lead to some demoralizing thoughts. She's a resilient girl, but no matter how resilient she may be, no one can hold up to criticism and torment from themselves. If her condition grows any worse, it's possible that I might cease to exist as well.
Ooh.
Then there wouldn't be anyone to help her.
She's not doing very well now either.
She's getting better though, isn't she? It's apparent how hard she's working now. She's my source of knowledge. I'm merely the representation of how she would be if she were rested and healthy.
What?
I believe that she's one of the best, even in a place like the academia where geniuses come by the handful. But growth is a process and shouldn't be rushed. I will always believe in and support her.
It's good that she has you, or she might have already hit rock bottom.
Believe me, even if she were to end up at rock bottom, she'd find a way to somehow laugh it off as one of her silly mistakes and climb her way out. That's the kind of person she is. Alright, I've written down all the possible questions that I think the advisors might ask. Next, I'll put together a few words of encouragement for her. I'm not going to sign it, obviously. Oh, and don't forget about our agreement.
Oh, there we go. The star's expectations. They will never meet, but she will always walk alongside her. Okay. I was right, they both led there. Probably would have been slightly different to stress her out, but that's really the point would be actual Layla, not Layla, getting the same answer for both of these. So back here then, for the last one. Change of pace. To the cafe. I'm just gonna do this time. Wait, did I don't think I got... Yeah, I don't have any more of those. Really, I have one of those? Huh. That's annoying. Oh, shit. I didn't check that either. Out of curiosity. I have 0, but I have a bunch of these. Only enough for 2, though. I was hoping maybe I could do a pull on stream, but not gonna get enough in time.
Let's sit down here. No.
Oh, hey, Layla.
Huh?
Sorry, who are
I'm
you?
one of Layla's classmates. I just came by to say hi. We just submitted our... Seeing how relaxed you...
Oh, no.
You say that yet you're always going around...
Well,
Why are you so hostile towards Layla?
For starters, she doesn't even try
Okay.
every time we come to
Choice.
see her. It's not like we can't finish...
I know. Sorry.
Just because Layla breaks the mold doesn't mean it's a problem.
Whatever. There's no point. If you think she can justify...
No difference in those choices.
I really want to help the others, but most of the time I'm barely... Yeah, it's really just a bit... Actually pretty... Huh? What do you mean?
Only by improving yourself and no longer relying on an external power can you break out of the vicious cycle.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I don't think there was a difference
See,
there
you
either.
know just as well as I do. The thing is, I'm terrible under pressure, and the more nervous I get...
Yep, this was it. Face the problem head on, or... Sounds like we need to find a way for you to completely relax.
Completely relax? But we're at a cafe. Is this not relaxing enough?
You're taking your studies too seriously. Academics are only one part of life.
I know, but... Alright, no more buts. My life is a mess because of the decisions I've made for myself. I should listen to your advice this time. How do I completely relax?
Since you're from the countryside, why don't we leave Sumeru City and go sightseeing?
Sightseeing? That does sound pretty nice. I haven't set foot outside the academia in quite a while. I used to enjoy visiting the rainforest, but it's been a while since I've been there. Maybe a lot has changed. Okay, why don't we go there and take a look?
Okay, Here's our split. I've not made any mistakes. We are on our way to Valkazar's Alright. Go to the forest. This is not the most forested area, to be honest.
Even the air here feels more relaxing. I just want to forget about the thesis altogether. I'm just kidding. Knowing me, I'd only be able to forget about it for a little while.
That's the point, yeah?
This doesn't count as trying to avoid my problems, does it?
Your state of mind is just as important as efficiency if you want to solve the problems that you're facing.
That's quite the legitimate excuse. No, it's more of an explanation. Even I'm starting to get bolder with my words. I grew up in a place like this, looking into the distance now with the breeze in my face makes me feel like a kid again. Oh, those were the happiest days.
What did you usually do as a kid?
I had a bunch of friends back then, and we would go pick wild berries in the woods. No matter what ingredients we found, we would cook them over a fire, and whoever lost one of our games would have to eat all of it.
Sounds a little intense.
No, it wasn't that bad. It really depended on how lucky you were. Grilled apples and sunsettias are actually quite delicious.
Why don't we go find something to grill as well?
Sure. I haven't done that in ages. Let's go. Apples and zaytun peaches were the most popular fruits back then. Oh, and of course grilled fish is delicious too. Oh, fish skin releases oils while cooking, which drip into the fire and cause it to burn even brighter.
Oh, I was supposed to be with you, so you kept moving. Oh, those were just normal ones. Walk slowly.
But we would always get yelled at by the grown-ups if they caught us sneaking into the river to catch fish. What's the big deal? We just want to swim. That's what we used to say. But now that I think about it, it really was quite dangerous. Thank goodness nothing bad ever happened.
Please just keep moving. Gather ingredients, give them to Layla. I might have found everything. Probably found everything. Nope, plump. Those are just normal ones, so I think we're good.
I think we found enough now, don't you?
Oh, I have to... I guess... We gotta do one of each.
Alright, these should be enough. There's nothing like the smell of fresh ingredients. They already smell delicious. I'll be here cleaning the ingredients. Can you please fetch some firewood for us?
This way? Really? You're gonna make me do this? There we go.
Retribution!
Yeah, they didn't even drop anything. Yeah. There we go. That's everything. No random events. Make a fire with Layla and enjoy the delicious food.
Fresh food is the best. I feel like I've traveled back in time. We all used to run around in the woods when we were kids. Trees and mud was the world we knew best. It doesn't matter how long I'm away from the forest, I won't ever forget the feeling of running through the trees. Oh, how about you? Can you relate to that feeling? It's almost like not knowing the world will change or ever expecting it to change.
Although adventurers rarely ever stay in one place, I hope I can experience that feeling one day.
Whatever the case, it's a very warm feeling. In the end, I passed the admissions exam, and the life I had led came to an abrupt end. Later, as I sat in a lecture at the academia, my mind started to wander and I began to think about home. It was then that I realized how long it had been since I went back. I can't go back anymore, and other similar thoughts started to come to mind. I guess I'm still not used to being in the academia yet.
There is a purpose for every stage in life.
You're right. So we should let go of the past. I suppose this is also part of growing up. But reminiscing about the carefree life of being a kid sure works wonders for the mind. You start missing those moments once you leave them behind, and that's part of moving forward. From now on, I'd like to cherish every single day of my life, even when it's not the smoothest of rides.
Everything will get better. I know you can do it.
I'll take the compliment.
You better.
A little bit of sugar and a good view really go a long way for relaxation. I thought it'd be impossible for me to enjoy something like this. I thought I'd never be able to get my mind off my thesis. But now, I feel like I'm fully enjoying myself. It's really great. So, what are we doing next?
Sometimes you don't need a plan. Just nice to stroll around and see what happens.
You're right. I've been doing research for so long that I'm used to having a certain routine. A carefree stroll. I like the sound of that.
And there we go. Oh wait, no, we're still was that there before? Okay. I thought that was gonna be the end of it. Let's attempt not to fight the fungi. I'm gonna see what this will give me now. anything that'll bring me closer. I have to go on top.
Wow. I never knew there was such a large lake here. It's so beautiful. The feeling of cool lake water can wash away all your troubles. Can you wait for a minute? I'd like to wash my face. I think it'd be refreshing.
Why don't we just go for a swim?
A swim? I can't remember the last time I went swimming. I might not even know how to anymore.
Impossible. It's one of those things you never forget.
Okay. I'll try to swim over there.
Let's see who can get there first.
Wait, no. I'll definitely lose. No. Forget about winning or losing, Layla. It'll be fun either way.
True.
Wait, we're starting already?
Wait, where are we going? Why is the marker in the middle of the lake? Okay, no, then it goes to the other side. This is worrying. Ow. Was that supposed to happen?
Wow.
Oh no, we gotta do this part again.
Can you wait? I can't remember the last time. Okay. Wait. Wait, we're starting already?
Well, I'm hurt. Oh. Huh. I can swim as her! It was only allowing the Traveler and Layla. Please have enough stamina this time. Please have enough stamina this time. Woo!
As expected, I lost. How would I be able to beat an adventure at something like this?
I think you're a great swimmer. You weren't too far behind.
Really? Among my childhood friends, I was considered one of the more athletic ones. But that's just like how I used to think that I had a gift for learning. After coming to Sumeru, on top of that, I'm getting weaker and weaker. Because I'm barely able to sleep nowadays.
It's because when you do sleep, someone is moving your body around.
Now.
You're not getting rest. You really are too modest.
Please, you're always encouraging me. I'm starting to feel embarrassed. But swimming again really feels great. Every muscle in my body was engaged. I probably wouldn't have to worry about my thesis if I turned into a fish. Don't you think? I'm just kidding, of course. I'm sure fish have worries of their own. I'm quite content with how things are right now. Let's keep going, shall we? Let the show begin.
We are at the very edge of the map at the moment.
There's a mushroom here. You want to jump on it to see what's up there? I haven't done this in a while. I kinda want to give it a try.
Oh, we're actually... If you look on the mini-map, we're around where the Tree of Dreams is, except we can't get there from here because it's in a cavern. It is not open to the air. Want me to go? Oh, up that way. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, no. It's right under where we are right now. See? Panorama. Yeah, we're getting Panorama music. Excellent. It really is reminiscent of Koroks.
We've walked
See the desert
pretty
from
far
here.
now, but I barely felt the time passing by. I've been staring at books in my thesis every day. I've forgotten how nice and happy life actually can be.
That's why I said that your life shouldn't completely revolve around your studies.
You're right. No matter how much of a hard time I'm having in academics, I should still find the time to look after myself and fulfill my needs.
There you
You
go.
really understand more about life than I do.
Would you like to take the opportunity to release all your stress?
Release my stress? Oh, I see what you mean. Being at the top of a mountain really does make someone want to yell out loud.
You're probably gonna...
But
Ah.
it's a little uncivilized, isn't it?
It's okay. We're already here, so we should make the best of it.
Alright, I'll give it a try. Just promise not to laugh, okay?
No promises.
An amazing day!
Almost expect to hear crickets.
It feels like my entire body
Your
is
hood makes no
bubbling with
sense.
excitement after yelling like that. This happiness was so common as a child, but before I knew it, this feeling was buried in the bottom of my heart. It's getting late. Why don't we rest here for a while? I'll tell you some interesting astrology stuff when the stars come out. Oh, but it's alright if you don't want to listen to that kind of stuff. We can also tell jokes about life, or talk about anything you're interested in.
You can chat about whatever you like.
Okay, then I'll tell you more about me. The only reason I ever chose to study astrology is because of how beautiful the stars are at night. That's all. My teacher told me that nature possesses a certain power that grants people an equal amount of kindness and fairness, regardless of the different talents they may possess. And that's why I wanted to call the kind person who's always helping me as the blessing from the stars. The stars in the sky are something that brings happiness to people.
Yeah, they truly are.
Everything about home is filled with purity and passion. My memories of that place are wonderful. I never want to forget them. If I were to ever discard anything so pure, I don't think I'd ever be able to find a place to anchor myself in the vast sea of knowledge. That's why, no matter how tiring or how hard it gets, I won't let my family down. They are already an important part of me.
That's another reason not to lose yourself in the face of pressure.
Yeah. Thank goodness you were there to help me out, or I don't know where I would have ended up. We probably still have a while until the stars come out. Only kids sit around like this, waiting for the stars to appear.
There we go. The name is Layla. Forgetting all of them. A moment of respite. I wonder if she's exhausted or if she finally relaxed. Let's protect this precious moment for just a little while longer. I think she actually slept. Here's some stars. There they are. Cool. Okay, oh, not yet. First this. All endings reached! Yep, this is just a straight shot there. Cool. Cool. We are done with that. Very good. So I believe... Well, first of all, let's check these achievements. Name is Layla. Complete Ever Silent Stars and unlock all endings. And she's already tense. Help Layla finish her thesis without causing her further anxiety. Yep, okay. So it's forgetting that specific ending. Okay. That's all of that. Now, we do still have some time left in stream. And that is, to my knowledge, all of the new story content that we were given. But there's a whole new map up here. And normally, I would expect some of the story content to bring us there. So the fact that it didn't has me surprised. And I'm glad we have some time at the end of stream here, because I'm going to head in there while on stream, see what happens. I should have used the fan, but I've gotten there quicker. Now, normally while exploring a new area, I'd be checking off as many boxes as I could on the way. But I kind of just want to see if there is something here that will, like, give us a story. Probably won't. Like, there's a new time trial down there. Actually, I fucking do that. Oh, right. I don't think I showed this on stream. Between these 2 points, these are, as you can see, still part of the map. It just goes between there. We don't need that right now. I'm gonna do the time trial thing. Don't do that. Come on. Did the sky just change? Passed away a moment ago. Paimon heard the donka-donk noise.
From this world?
Some treasure buried in the desert around here somewhere? Oh. Okay. Interesting. I don't know what triggered that. Looks like... Oh, it's a Helitro camp. One hit! I saw that thing up there and I need to get more of those. I'm sorry, what the fuck is that in the sky? You got stuck on geometry there. Nope, he's still alive. Oh shit! Hi! Oh no. Oh, don't you fucking do that! You go first! Ha! You just got me at the end there.
Let's dance.
We'll need more where that came from.
Yeah. Did you get hurt? No. Cool. Nothing in there. Sealy. What did you talk about a fucking badonkadonk noise? Also, look at that! There's a giant fucking hole in the sky! We're just following the path right now. But, I just follow the Sealy. Like, this is kind of how I go about new areas for exploration, just one thing to another. Hello? Nameless Researcher's Notes 2? Oh, we missed one, I guess. Early this morning, the Nagarjanites warned us to turn around and leave immediately, saying that nothing in the northern desert. None of our bodyguards are from the desert, and they've already begun to waver. Superstitious lot. Captain Parshid plans to negotiate with their leaders. Will the Nagarjanites be as amenable to reason as we are? Captain Parshid was wounded by a crossbow bolt, and some of his warriors are also returned severely wounded. And he got affected, perhaps the bolt poisoned. Right. Oh, right! I can show you guys a new enemy. Hello over there. I saw him during the current event that's going on. It's a like Animo Miniature or something like that. It looked pretty cool, but like if I don't let them attack me, then oh. Treasured flower, flower not yet to bloom, wanderer's bloom flower. That's all new.
We'll need more where that came from.
Where'd Sealy go? It was around here somewhere, yeah? Oh, there it is. It was actually along the path, what do you know? Ah, and I need to go up there as well. Unlock a thing. And over there. Oh, and I can see the light from one of the... Is that ice? How is there ice in the desert here? Alright, we're going this way first, though. For this. Also... Wrong guy. This. Am I gonna do it now? Probably not. Oh, no, this is one of these type of domains. Yeah, I'm probably just not gonna do that in general. But we had to unlock it because it's also a fast travel point. Come on. Nice. Oh, they put a little one over here. Right. Okay, so that was that. That's what I was seeing. The way up is this way. There's no, 4-leaf sigil. Yeah. Still got a good amount of time, so just exploring like this isn't the worst idea. Before I do this thing, I'm gonna grab you. Yeah, let's just climb the cactus. Really? I was able to climb it before. There we go.
Verdict is...
Oh, we're not gonna get this, are we? Oh, maybe. If you stop hitting me. There we go. Yes! Literally in the last half second.
I'll protect us.
Excellent. Okay. I'll be checking these all off on Map Genie after the stream. Yeah. There's ice here? I feel like I should be walking up. I could glide right there, but... there's definitely stuff over here. There's a guy over there we can probably talk to. Let's grab this first.
Let the show begin.
What's with this ice? Bizarre transcript. True source of the mysterious power unique to this place that locals call Caverna is unknown. Eliminate or reverse the influence of the abyss. Ooh. Or to rewrite the rules. Be it the abyss or Caverna, all current users are stuck in an unconscious state being influenced and overridden by their own power. Huh. Hi. Who are you? There's no place for you. Please go back. Well then. The fuck is this? Is that a new ore? Trisherite? Yeah, Trisherite. Alright. Okay. The fuck? Okay. I guess we'll just continue. Lack of music again. Alright, this is a new thing, so even though I normally avoid mining, I feel the need to mine new things. Okay. Looks like there used to be a bridge here. Well then. Okay, we gotta go up this way. There's one of the statues. Get our map there. Ooh, down there is both a chest and one of those. I feel like I should go up this way first. Hi.
A new punching. Need more.
Yeah, no. Just no.
Take my
Oh, Mercenaries Age Notes 3. These notes have been abandoned here for many years, and the dry desert winds have made them brittle. In fact, they haven't been buried, and it sounds quite odd indeed. The man hasn't returned yet. His legs somewhere. Woman's in bad shape too. Ooh. Frog has died. Oh, jeez. Get through the night. Who knew such a small person could bleed so much? Babble. Natural born killer. Ripped her mother's body apart? Healthy, might be able to survive the milk of Sumpter Beast, but her mother, I ended her suffering. Good lord. So, we saw we met Babel on stream, but I ended her off stream because she turned out to be an absolute asshole who was trying to control everything and kill a lot of people. So, okay, she was a demon from the beginning, apparently. Oh, hello.
like a lamb in new trouble.
I'm getting sick.
There's more? There's more!
Let's dance.
We'll need more where that came from.
In here? Right. Let us up here. Bunch of buried tents. Broken shit. We need to be heading in that direction if we're going to the statue, but tempted to do so down there? Nah. Let's just keep following the path that's up. Path that's up here leads down there. I guess. Yeah, let's get that thing in the center. Want to level up the statues more. Might as well bring a few of these and we go and unlock a new statue. Even a fishing spot down there. I should have had to look out to fly down here. So I can do this! Like. On you and your tornado move.
We'll need more where that came from.
Okay. Oh, that was a lot farther down. But no, we need to be back on the path over here. Hopefully I'll remember all of these when I go to check them off later. It looks like there's a Sealy that ends up here. Ah. Okay. If it's something that obvious, I should do it now. Actually, no, I should have to look out. There's more mining things there. I'd have to actually try and pronounce the name of this ore. Trisherite. If you're wondering why I don't normally walk around as my main DPS, it's because this guy's... Oh, hello. Because this guy is the traveler and the main character. Never mind, apparently I'm going around as my archer now. Alright. The Sealy...
Can we find any firework materials in here?
Sealy ended up getting me 2 chests. Cool. Now this better lead up. It did not lead up. Well, it did. Just a different direction of up.
Is this an answer from this world?
Okay. And right back down to where we were. Wonder if he fell off. Probably not. Or he did? Oh, don't do that. Don't do that to me. Tanir Mountains. Oh, I can't break this? That's annoying. He has to respawn. He fell down there and survived. It's annoying. out of battle. There you are. There we go.
I suppose this will do.
He should have died from the fall, damn it.
I'll protect us.
There's our statue. We're heading towards cabbages. Hi, Ms. Skeptic. The hell are you? Outlander from afar. Speak to the Vijnanapati if you have matters to discuss. What are you doing here? You do not need to know that much. If there's nothing else, please leave as soon as possible. Yeesh, alright. Alright, so we do have a little town here. Okay, good. I feel like I should go and activate the tower first. Hi. Just as I foresaw. Where did you come from? You better not be here to impede my plans. Really? Who says that? Who says shit like that? Not the breakable sort of pot. I see the glowy bits, I'm like, I must investigate. Oh no, just a potato. Was this a mine? Oh dear. Yeah, that goes a ways down. That's you first, though. What is this? Okay, not something I can collect. Alright, not dealing with that yet. I could have climbed. This is better. Yo! There we go. Mere Mountains. Tungi Hollow. Oh, it paused. I did that. Oh, it's not much. Something. If that level 9, I think it said, so... Let's climb this, see if we can get a good view of what the hell is down here. Oh, hey, a chest.
Is this
just
an
there
answer from this world?
Teachings of the Skeptics. Strict control over entry and exit of all mountain passes is necessary to ensure the ceremony and plan can be completed. Investigations into activity related to the Abyss Order can be postponed. Yo! A fucking dark portal in the ground. And like, we already knew about this, because there it is, the Girdle of the Sands. But it's one thing to see it in a picture, another thing to see it here. What the fuck is that? No joke, I honestly love when they add new little things to the exploration. Like those 4-leaf sigils. That was probably the best addition to exploration they have ever given. This, on the other hand... No? We haven't gotten an explanation yet. That's what concerns me. Well, I feel like I shouldn't do that yet. No, what I'm gonna do... I thought I would need to shoot this thing, being that it's up on the wall like this. What I wanted to do is get to a standing position next to it. Specifically, I was trying Dendro, but no. Ooh, what do we have there? So there is one more statue in this area for the other half of it. But, hey, it's one of these. Radiant spin crystal. But yeah, it's over that way. And I figured the reason they put them so close together is there was a giant wall between them. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna explore this whole thing on stream. I figured maybe if I walked in here, there would be a story would start. And Paimon said something, but then we had no direction on where to go from there. We have other things here that I can't interact with yet. Much as I'd love to dive in there. What time is it? I could. Just to see what the fuck happens. We can get stuff on the way, but no, I'm just gonna glide straight in because we're on stream, just to see what happens. Tungi Hollow. We end up going somewhere weird and, well, we should be able to get out, but it may just damage us if we try and fall in here, but it does kind of look like a portal. We may get teleported, and it does have a Dendroculus in here. It got bright. It got real bright. Oh, there is something in there. Okay, it's not a portal. It's a force field. Probably generated by whatever is there below. I don't really know. We're seeing something. There's definitely underground stuff here. Alright. That was worth it. Gray crystals. Oh, so it's not ice. Gray crystals are crystals left behind. Oh, nope, hold on. Left behind by the remnants of corruption. Use the power of Kvarna to clear them out, which we don't have yet. But once said power retreats, the gray crystals will reemerge. Okay. What is this? Is this a Dendrosealy? Or is this Kvarna? Really? Okay. The fuck is this thing? So I should do this to clear that out and get the single primogen we get from reading that. Oh, hi. Yes, this must be Kvarn. Shining in the mire. Monster from the gray crystals. Some strangely shaped gray crystals may also contain unpurified rift hounds. Crystals dissipate due to the effects of Kvarna. These monsters from bygone era may reawaken. Great! Hate these things. Let's heal everyone up. Okay. Unlock this.
I suppose this.
Oh, I see. It wants me to bring over a bunch of these guys to unlock these guys, and once I've defeated all 3 of them, this thing opens. Love those little puzzles. Interesting. This guy goes by here. I want to say clears this. I was right. seeing 3 or 4. What the hell is this? Wait, this looks like a Panorama thing. It's certainly something, but I don't quite know what yet. I'll figure some things out along the way, I guess. Oh, hey. There you are. Should only be one more. Wouldn't expect it to be this far off. Maybe it's up here. Yeah, it is.
Ooh, let me open it. Let's dance.
This guy moves a bit roundabout.
Let the show begin.
Better than nothing.
Curious what this is. Can't break it. Like there was probably some other way I was supposed to discover some things. And I just didn't because I just walked in. Time? Yeah. We're gonna be done for now. In fact, we're gonna be done streaming Genshin. We'll be back to Outer Wilds tomorrow. I'll be exploring the rest of that area on my own. And as always, we shall end in front of the Adventurers Guild. Alright. I'll try checking off a lot of the stuff that I just did, because I just did a lot of stuff. Found you. Found you. Didn't find that, despite it being right there. Got that. And that. And that. Alright, who's online? Got the Bazaar transcript. Yeah. The hell is a... Oh, interesting. Okay. Those glowy things in the sticks are soul bells, apparently. It's another thing where you gotta start in one place and chase from one location to another. Alright, who's doing what? Ah, yeah, don't want to go there. Oh, right! It's Kinkucational Mondays in Prism's room. I don't know exactly what it's about. I think I saw her say what the theme was, and it was a word I didn't recognize. But should be a fun time, always is. Alright, well. Until next time, this is the Pirate King, signing off. Have a good night.